Now, for our next activity, ayan, nandito na tayo sa keep in mind in which we are going to tackle this, okay, for 35 minutes. Now, suggested time allotment, as I've said, is 35 minutes. So it's stated here that physical changes are not the only indicators that a young person like you is starting physical ang nag-grow sa atin. So, another sure indicator that you are starting to grow is when you start to have responsibilities of your own. So, isang indicator na tayo ay tumatanda na, tayo ay nag-grow na, ayan, is dahil meron na tayong mga responsibilities sa ibang tao, sa ating sarili, at sa lahat ng mga nabanggit nating category kanina. Tama po ba? So, you may recall that when you were young, household chores that were manageable for your age were given to you by your parents or guardians. So you may have been given the responsibility to feed your house pet, sweep the floor, or fold clean clothes. So, di ba, mga madadali lang ang mga responsibilities natin before. But as we grow older, di ba, as we approach young adulthood, dahil tayo ay mga young adults na, ma-realize natin na yung mga responsibilities na ito ay nag-i-increase. So, during this time of global health crisis, ngayong may pandemic, ang responsibility na ito na sa ating sarili and of course sa iba ay mas lalong naging komplikado at mas lumaki at mas nadagdagan, di ba? Mas bumigat, mas nag-amplify. So, strict observance of the guidelines for proper hand washing, wearing of face mask and face shield, observation of physical distancing, lahat ng ito ay parte ng ating responsibility, hindi lamang sa ating sarili, maging sa iba. Dahil syempre ayaw natin na tayo ang maging carrier ng virus at makahawa ng iba, di po ba? At isa ito sa mga responsibility natin sa ibang tao na mapangalagaan din sila, maprotektahan sila sa virus. Now, when we do our best to perform our responsibilities, we demonstrate positive skills that we as well as others can use to address everyday life challenges and difficulties. Now, taking responsibility seriously is a great step towards becoming a problem solver. So I know and I believe that you are already a problem solver because you were able to surpass different challenges in life in this age. Sa edad nyo ngayon na kayo ay grade student na, 15, 16 years old, I believe na napakarami niya na mga challenges na nalampasan ninyo and therefore you are a certified problem solver. Now, below are engaging ways for you to nurture your commitment to your responsibility. So ano ba itong mga engaging ways na ito or mga pamamaraan kung paano natin mas malilinang or mas manunurture, mas mas mai-improve ang commitment natin sa ating mga responsibilities. So paano ba tayong magiging committed sa mga responsibilities natin? So we have here actually the acronym for the word responsible. Okay, so let's have first R. So R means reflect on the situation. R is for reflect on the situation. How do we reflect? So kailangan nating pag-isipang mabuti, mag-reflect. Through reflection, you can choose to put the situation into words such as writing about in your journal or by verbalizing it to yourself or someone you trust. So, kailangan nating mag-reflect sa pamamagitan ng pagsusulat. So, maaaring mag-reflect tayo sa pamamagitan ng pagkonsulta sa iba, pag-verbalize, pagsabi nito sa ating sarili at sa mga taong pinagkakatiwalaan natin. Now, think about your situation. Pag-isipan mo mabuti ang sitwasyon mo at ang mga benefits na may bibigay nito sa iyo at sa iba at kung ikaw ay mag-act responsibly or kung ikaw ay magiging responsible. Okay, ano ba yung magiging benefit pag ikaw ay responsible? Now we have also E, or E means evaluate all realistic scenarios, good or bad. So, kailangan nating i-evaluate, i-weigh ang mga scenario, ang mga posibleng scenario, maganda man ito or hindi. So, acting responsibly and problem solving become effortless when you are aware about the possible scenarios that can happen. Have S S means simplify your situation. Now, how can we simplify or make the situation simple? Now, sometimes we worry too much about our situations because we think of them as being overly complex. Ginagawa nating komplikado ang lahat, kumbaga. Kaya, kung pwede namang gawing simple, bakit hindi? Now, however, when we start to explore the big picture, we will start to realize that the situation is manageable after all, and it is not something that cannot be solved by a simple act or of a responsibility or problem solving. So sometimes we overthink kasi, like we tend to think that that a situation is very difficult, that a problem is very difficult dahil nag-overthink tayo, right? So instead, we have to be very diba? We have to really realize that every problems, diba? Lahat naman talaga ng problema ay may solusyon, and sometimes we just have to clear things out. We just have to think about it carefully kasi sometimes pwede naman palang maging simple lang ang lahat. Like for example, sa part na nyo ng mga estudyante, so probably nahihirapan kayo sa inyong mga task, right? Sa inyong mga duties as a student. Now, sometimes ang pagiging mahirap na sa role natin bilang estudyante ay dahil na din sa hindi natin na manage ng maayos ang ating time, 'di ba? Sa kung paano natin bibigyan ng oras ang ating pag-aaral. So this is just a way of simplifying things by thinking first, kung ano ba ang dapat na gawin muna, ano ba yung mga dapat i-prioritize, di po ba? So, ano ba yung unang dapat gawin? So, instead of thinking about the big picture, so we have to think first of the specific things that we need to accomplish. And of course, P for the word responsible means put into practice your great ideas. Now, paano ba natin ilalagay sa actual or sa practice ang ating mga magagandang ideya? Okay, so ideas, no matter how great, will only remain ideas if this will not be applied. Yes, that is very true. Ang dami na maaaring maisip mong mga magagandang idea, pero kung hindi mo naman ito apply sa real life situation, that is useless. Now, application is important as we choose to become more and more responsible. So at the end of the day, the goal is for you to be responsible even without other people's influence. Okay? So, O means opt to gather information about the situation. So, paano naman kaya tayo makakakuha ng mga impormasyon tungkol sa isang sitwasyon? Now, when you are equipped with the right information, accordingly, you can perform your responsibilities better because you see the benefits that can be derived from it. So, actually, napakarami ng mga pamamaraan para makakuha tayo ng information sa isang sitwasyon na nangangailangan ng maaaring solusyon or ng action. Like for example, for asking your parents, for asking somebody na nakakaalam, na posible nakakaalam na kung paano masusolusyonan ang kinakaharap mo mga challenges sa ngayon. Di po ba maraming taong pwedeng makatulong sa'yo? So that's one way of gathering information, dahil sabi nga dito, napaka-importante na magkaroon tayo ng tamang impormasyon, di po ba, para mas magampanan natin maayos ang mga responsibilities natin. At yun kumbaga ang benefit na makukuha natin sa pagkuha ng mga tamang impormasyon para sa isang situation. Now, N stands for navigate your situation. So, how do we navigate the situation? So, remember to be always in control of the situation no matter how new it may appear. So, kumbaga kayo ang magiging navigator, kayo ang magiging driver ng buhay ninyo. Wala namang ibang pwedeng, magdala ng buhay ninyo kundi kayo lang naman. So, therefore, you are in control. You should be the one in control of the situation. Kaya dapat ang may control nito, hindi ang iba. Now, to make your responsibilities in life bearable no matter what, think of life situation as something you have to traverse. So with the right frame of mind, you are on your way to becoming more responsible you. Okay? So pag ikaw mismo ang gumagawa ng mga strategies or ng mga ways din kung paano mo masolusyonan ng isang bagay. So you are in control, you are the one who's making solutions for a problem. Now it only means to say that you are teaching yourself to be more responsible, kasi ikaw mismo, kumbaga, dito ma-realize mo kung ano yung mga magiging effect ng action mo. So you will face the consequences of your action, and you will be more responsible. Like alam mo na kailangan mong pag-isipan muna ang isang bagay, dahil kailangan harapin mo ang consequence na to. So it's either good or bad consequence, so depending on the kind of decision that you committed. Okay, and of course, S means stress management. So I hope na nasa level na tayo kung saan na ma-manage natin ang mga stressors natin sa buhay. Now, start to manage your stress at young age. So, dahil hindi lagi nandyan si mama, si papa sa ating buhay, tama po ba? So, may mga pagkakataon na may mga problema tayo, mga nakaka-stress na mga bagay na kailangan harapin natin mag-isa. So, the most practical way that you can do is to practice a healthy lifestyle. So, sabi dito, so sa pamamagitan ng enough sleep, okay? Pagkain ng mga masustansyang pagkain, pagiging active, ibig sabihin kailangan natin mag-exercise, and sa pagiging kind to ourselves, so ibig sabihin kailangan inaalagaan din natin ang ating sarili. So pag na-manage natin ang stress na to, you can be more capable of performing your responsibilities and solving problems. Definitely, dahil nagawa mong alagaan ang iyong sarili, so ibig sabihin nagawa mong i-manage ang iyong sarili, definitely everything will follow. Like those problems will just be easier for you. It's way more manageable dahil nagawa mong ma-manage din ang sarili mo muna. So nagawa mong ma-establish muna ang iyong mental health. And of course, I means independent thinking. So are you an independent thinker? Wherein it means to say that kumbaga, kaya mong mag-isip na para sa sarili mo. Dahil sabi dito, while it is imperative to consider other people's opinions and beliefs, being confident in yourself is just as important. So it only means to say that thinking or independent thinking is one way of being confident, because you know how to carry yourself, you know how to think for your own, diba? So there will be many moments in your life in which your own decision, your own judgment call, your own result will be the only things that will matter. So be confident. We know that you can already choose a wise decision, but of course kailangan pa rin na i-consult pa rin natin, especially yung mga mabibigat na mga decisions na gagawin natin. We still have to consult our parents, to consult significant people in our lives, but sometimes may mga situations din na kailangan tayo na talaga ang mag-isip din para sa ating mga sarili. So I hope you are that confident already. And of course, B means be ready to be committed. So are you ready to be committed? So you must, because responsibilities are not superficial tasks that we can choose to do whenever we want or forgo when it is no longer convenient for us. Diba? Pag sinabing responsibility, kakambal mo na yan lagi, kasama na yan lagi sa lahat ng ginagawa natin. We can't get rid of these responsibilities, kumbaga. Kasama na yan lagi. So, hindi yan kung kailan mo lang gusto, dun lang magkakaroon ng responsibility, right? So, laging may kaakibat na responsibilidad. Ang lahat ng mga privileges, ang lahat ng mga nakukuha natin sa ating buhay. So, therefore, kailangan nating maging committed. Okay, when we have responsibilities to perform, we have to make sure that we can live up to it. And of course, we have L. L means learn all time. So, matuto sa pamamagitan ng pagbabasa. So, ang dami ng paraan para matuto tayo lagi. Now, a responsible person is not just able to help himself or herself and others just because he or she is a great problem solver. Now, a responsible person craves learning whenever possible. So, ang dami, sabi ko nga, napakarami ng pamamaraan para mas matuto ka sa buhay, mas matuto kang harapin ang mga challenges sa buhay. Dapat hindi ka nagsasawang matuto because, di ba, this is a lifelong learning. So, ang dami na mga maaari mo pang makasalubong mga challenges sa buhay. So, dapat continuous din ang ating learning. Now, he or she is not afraid to encounter difficult situations for as long as it is an opportunity to them. So, face your fears. So, face those challenges because who knows, diba? So, ito pala ay may kakambal na swerte or kung baga ay may kapalit na mas magandang opportunities for you. And of course, we have E. E means eagerness for service. So, how do we do this? Paano ba talaga tayo magiging eager sa pagbibigay serbisyo? 'Di ba? When you have planted in your heart the seed of responsibility, you have to understand that you are not only acting responsibility for yourself but also for others. So, it only means to say that when you are being responsible to yourself, it only means to say that you are also being responsible to others. Now, a person who does not have any concern for others will not mind his or her responsibility. So, two-way, two-way yun kumbaga. So, pag pinapakita mo na responsible ka sa iba, it only means to say that you are also responsible to yourself. So, that is why magkasama yun lagi. Hindi yan pwedeng mawala. So, if you are responsible to yourself, definitely, it will follow na magiging responsible ka din sa iba. Di po ba? So, those are the acronym for the word responsible. Okay? So, R, reflect on the situation. E, evaluate all realistic scenarios. S, simplify your situation. P, put your practice into to practice your great ideas. O, opt to gather information about the situation and navigate your situation. S, stress management. I, independent thinking. B, be ready to be committed. L, learn at all times. And E, engagement. Eagerness for service. Ayan, napakaganda. So, I hope na may natutunan kayo dito sa discussion natin under Keep in Mind. So, definitely napakahaba po ng discussion natin dahil ang module na ito is good for 3 weeks. So, 3 linggo ito na kailangan nating sagutan. So, wag niyong madaliin na namnamin kumbaga at intindihin ang content ng module na ito dahil ito ay napaka-importante talaga. So, dahil dito natin matututunan ng mga practical na pamamaraan kung paano natin makakaharapin ang mga magiging hamon natin sa buhay. So, I hope na may natutunan tayo sa naging discussion natin under Keep in Mind. Now, under You Can Do It, the suggested time allotment is 35 minutes and the title of the activity under this is My Model Citizen. So here we are going to read the stories of 3 inspiring citizens who were able to transform difficult situations into successes which are truly worth learning from. Ayan, so meron tayo ditong 3 kwento nakakapulutan natin ng aral na kung saan itong mga taong itong 3 inspiring citizens na to ay talaga namang nag-transform. Ayan, so from a very difficult situation, naging successful sila. At sino-sino ba sila? Ayan, so they are actually Claire Ann Taboy, Elger David, and Jarrell Indino. So, tingnan nga natin kung sino-sino sila. Okay, babasahin natin ang kwento ng 3 inspiring citizens na ito. Okay, so we have here the first one, we have Claire Ann Taboy. Sino ba si Claire Ann Taboy? So, sabi dito, as a grade 6 student at Pagudpod South Central Elementary School in Ilocos Norte, Claire spends her weekends to sell lumpiang Shanghai on the streets to earn money for her and her siblings' school allowance. So, talaga namang mapapansin natin ang kwentong ito ni Claire ay galing siya sa hirap na kung saan siya ay nagtitinda ng lumpiang Shanghai. Okay, so Claire's mother cooks the lumpia which the former sells around their neighborhood with the help of her father who is a tricycle driver. Claire does not mind the scorching heat of the sun or the tempting laughter of her friends playing out their games because for Claire, her priority is to help her family. Poverty does not deter young Claire from maintaining a good standing in class, so Claire joined the campus journalism and was in fact a National Schools Press Conference NSPC qualifier. At first, Claire's parents were hesitant to let her join the event because the family has difficulty making ends meet, but with the support of her school, coaches, and other stakeholders, Claire made it to the national event. So nakakapanindig balihibo ang kwentong ito, talaga namang very inspiring, hindi pa nga natatapos pero talagang makikita na natin na talagang kakapulutan ito ng aral. So I hope na nakaka-relate tayo dito. Now for Claire, joining the NSPC was a dream come true, and she believed that she brought honor to her school and family. So Claire, despite the hardships in life, will continue to write and help her family by persevering. So dito kakapulutan natin ito ng aral na hindi tayo dapat na sumuko sa ating pangarap kahit na sa kabila ng mga dinaranas nating mga pagsubok, mga challenges, katulad na lamang ni Claire na kailangang magtinda ng lumpia para lang may maitustos sa kanyang pag-aaral at matulungan ang kanyang pamilya. At sa kabila nito, hindi pa rin siya sumuko sa kanyang pangarap at nagawa niya pa rin, 'di ba, na makasama sa mga contest sa tulong na nga rin ng ating ng kanilang paaralan. So dito ma-realize natin na may mga tao pala na handang tumulong, kaya kung ikaw ay talagang pursigido at gustong makapagtapos ng pag-aaral, maraming paraan at maraming taong maaaring tumulong sa iyo. And of course we have Elger David. I hope I have pronounced it right. So before becoming a teacher 3 of senior high school in Maykawayan National High School in Bulacan, teacher Elger Elger, I hope I think it's pronounced as Elger, was once a janitor who strived to finish his studies. So ito namang pangalawang kwento natin ay isa ng teacher sa senior high school sa Maykawayan National High School, Bulacan. So shout out sa inyo, Claire, Elger, and Jaril, kasi ang alam ko true to life story ito, talagang totoong nangyari at they are all an inspirational figures to all of us. Now, coming from a poor family, Elger understood that his parents could not send him to college. The scholarship offered by the Technological Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, gave Elger a chance to pursue college. Now, to support his financial needs, Elger worked as a fast food crew, a bagger, and a seller of eggs. Elger finished a 2-year associate degree, but he continued to pursue his dream of becoming an exemplary teacher by being a college student in the morning and a janitor in the evening. So due to poverty, Elger planned to stop his studies and pursue work abroad as a farmer. Now, all of Elger's earning and efforts were put to waste when an illegal recruiter scammed him. Despite being at a low point in his life, Elger realized that he may not be financially rich, but he was rich with good friends who helped him to finish his study. Motivated by his desire to become a great teacher, Elger finished bachelor in secondary education major in chemistry, and he passed the licensure examination for teachers, or LET, right after graduation. Teacher Elger teaches chemistry and computer system servicing, and he became the first assessor in the division of Maykawayan City. Now, Teacher Elger learned that what one has become is a product of one's own actions and decisions. Talaga namang makapanindig balahibo na naman ang kwentong ito, dahil damang-dama ko ang struggle na kinaharap ni Teacher Elger bago niya marating ang posisyon niya ngayon. So talaga naman, kung mapapansin ninyo, bukod sa dati nang naging mahirap ang kanyang buhay dahil kailangan niyang pumasok bilang isang janitor, kailangan niyang magtrabaho para lang makapagtapos ng pag-aaral. Imagine, may mga tao pang nanloko sa kanya. But despite all these failures, despite all these challenges, Teacher Elger made this as a springboard para mas lalo niyang paunlarin ang kanyang buhay, para mas lalo siyang magpursige na mas mapaunlad pa ang kanyang buhay. So talagang very inspiring ang kwentong ito na along the way, kahit na alam nating nandun na tayo, so talagang may darating pa rin sa punto ng ating buhay na maaaring may kaharapin tayong challenges. Hindi natin masasabi that we are already successful, right? Hindi natin masasabi na ito na talaga yung peak ng ating success, especially habang patuloy tayong nabubuhay, napakarami pa rin ng mga challenges na maaari nating kaharapin, katulad na lang ng mga challenges na kinaharap ni Teacher Elger. But of course, saludo po kami sa inyo, sir, at nagawa nyo pa rin maging dito, di ba, first assessor sa May Kawayan City. Okay, so congrats. And of course, we have here Jarrell Indino. Okay, sino naman kaya si Jarrell? So Jarrell was a deaf participant of the 2019 National Festival of Talents or NFOT. Ayan, so isa ito sa mga contest na ginawa before nung wala pang pandemic. So siguro naman po familiar kayo dito kasi nung maaaring isa na kayo sa mga naka-participate dito sa National Festival of Talents. Now, his success in the division and the Regional Festival of Talents became known and it was given the rare opportunity to represent the Caraga region in the Techno Olympics event of the NFOT. Now, the sound of silence helped Jarrell focus on the task at hand and complete his work on time. So, dito naman sa case na ito, dito sa situation na ito, siya ay isang special student. Ayan, so kasama siya sa mga deaf students natin. Ayan, and talaga namang sa kabila ng kapansanan niya, makikita pa rin natin kung gaano siya, 'di ba? Gaano niya in-overcome yung mga weaknesses niya, yung kapansanan niya para lang makasama sa contest na ito. Ayan, so his trainer, Francita Monoy, found coaching Jarrell challenging, especially with their means of communication. Now, Jarrell learned sign language in elementary at the age of 16 through the help of his special education SPED teacher, Sharon Rose Puyo. Now, Monoy saw a great potential in Jarrell that she decided to learn sign language herself so that they can communicate effectively. Monoy observed Jarrell's interest in writings even as an elementary pupil. So because of his diligence, Jarrell learned electrical wiring installation fast. Just try to imagine a deaf student learned how to do this electrical wiring thing. Just imagine that. So Jarrell moved on to enroll as a senior high school student at Cabadbaran City National High School. So at 24 years old, Jarrell lives with his mother and sister in Agusan del Norte, and his limited communication did not become a barrier for him to find a girlfriend. So talaga namang very inspiring ang story ni Jarrell. Try to imagine that despite yung mga weaknesses niya, yung kapansanan niya na siya ay isang deaf or hindi siya nakakarinig, nagawa niya pa rin parang maging normal ang buhay niya sa pamamagitan ng sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaroon pa din ayan, so pag-aaral ng mga skills na hindi natin lubos akalain na matututunan niya sa kabila ng kanyang kapansanan. Hindi po ba nagawa niyang matutunan ang mga skills na to at nagawa niya pang magkaroon ng girlfriend. So therefore, kung nagawa ito ni Jarrell, di po ba nagawa ni Jarrell na ma-overcome ang kanyang mga weaknesses, di ba, malabanan ang kanyang kapansanan na hindi siya nakakarinig, na talagang struggle para sa kanyang guro na sa kanyang trainer na si Ma'am Monoy. Ayan, so nagawa niya pa rin ma-train, okay, ang sarili niya para mas maging kapakipakinabang siya sa ating community. So napaka-inspiring ng tatlong story na ito. Wala tayong itulak kabigin, so malamang isa kayo sa mga talagang na-inspire din at nakaka-relate din sa mga stories na ito. So talagang thank you so much sa ating mga writers. Napakagaling at nagawa nilang ma-research ang mga story ito. Now, you're going to identify one person in your family whom you think has good characteristics in becoming successful in his or her studies. It could be your parent, guardian, sibling, grandparent, aunt, uncle, cousin, neighbor, teacher, school personnel, fellow learner, or someone in your community. So, tingnan nyo nga po sino kaya sa tingin ninyo sa mga nabanggit na mga kapamilya ninyo na sa tingin mo ay merong magandang mga qualities or characteristics sa pagiging successful sa kanilang mga pag-aaral. So, sino pa sa kanila ang talagang pinaghusayan ang kanilang pag-aaral at ayun ang dahilan kung bakit naging successful sila ngayon. Okay, so sino-sino ba sila? Okay, anyway, so that is our activity under You Can Do It. So, after nating mabasa, i-identify lang naman natin kung sino-sino yung mga maaaring kapulutan natin ng mga magagandang aral na mga members ng ating family, and after which, we are going to answer the processing questions. We have number 1, what can you say about the 3 inspiring citizens in the activity as well as your model citizen in your family? Ano masasabi mo sa kanila? So bukod dun sa tatlong na banggit natin na kwento, so isama na natin yung isang kapamilya mo, member of your family that you identified na maaring maging role model. Okay, so ano ka sa tingin mo ang anong masasabi mo tungkol sa kanila? So very inspiring, right? Ano ka sa tingin mo yung naging anong common qualities nila? Bakit kaya sa tingin mo sila ay naging successful? So ano masasabi mo about them? Okay, so number 2, what characteristics do you think that they have that enable them to be successful even during the difficult situation? And what do you think are the characteristics of these persons? Ano kasi tingin mo ang mga qualities nila? So mas maaring masabi mo na sila ay masipag, matyaga. So what else? So ang dami-dami ng mga characteristics na pwede nating ikabit sa tatlong inspiring persons natin, and of course to your family member na sa tingin mo ay isang inspiration din, a role model din para sa'yo. And number 3, do you want to be like them? Why or why not? If yes, how? So gusto mo ba maging katulad nila? Bakit kaya? Bakit oo? Bakit hindi? At kung oo naman ang sagot mo, paano ka? Paano ka magiging katulad nila? Okay? So, that's our activity for you can do it. Now, we are going to proceed to the next one. We have what I have learned. Suggested time allotment is 15 minutes and the title is Bridging the Gaps. Okay? How do we bridge the gaps? So, kailangan, pag may gap, kailangan na meron tayong paraan para maabot ito. So, paano natin i-bridge? Paano tayo makakatulay pa rin sa kahit na merong gap? Okay? So that's what we mean by bridging the gaps. Now, you will design ways of becoming responsible learner by accomplishing the worksheet below on a clean sheet of paper or bond paper. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, kailangan lang natin sa na i-accomplish ang worksheet na ito sa isang malinis na papel. So, we're just going to copy this. And, of course, we have to put the title, Bridging the Gaps. Okay? And, what are my responsibilities? Kailangan mo lang ilagay dyan. Ano ba yung mga responsibilities mo? Maaaring i-summarize mo na yung responsibilities mo sa 6 na category in general. Ano ba yung pinaka-responsibility mo? And, what have I done to fully perform my responsibilities? Ano ba yung nagawa mo na? Okay? Para magampanan mo yung mga responsibilities na nabanggit. Okay? And what should I improve to become a responsible person who responds to life's challenges positively? Now, ano ba yung mga kailangan mong ma-improve, okay, para mas maging responsible person ka na kayang, okay, mag-respond o kayang malampasan ang mga challenges na ito ng positibo. Okay? So, positively respond to life challenges. So, paano mo ba mai-improve ang iyong sarili para mas maging positibo ka sa pagharap sa mga hamon sa buhay? And how will I do these improvements for self and others? No, paano mo gagawin ang mga improvement na ito, ang mga pagbabagong ito para sa sarili mo at para sa iba? So, again, internalize lang natin yung mga naging discussions natin kanina. So, i-apply lang naman natin dito yung mga natutunan natin. Like, yung mga responsibilities mo sa 6 na category. Ano yung mga kailangan mong i-perform. Ano yung mga kailangan mong gawin. So, remember the acronym RESPONSIBLE, RESPONSIBLE. So, review natin yun. Maaari nating kapulutan yon ng sagot dito sa activity na ito. So, that's how we bridge the gap. We bridge the gap kasi ito ang gap natin na meron tayong mga responsibilities na kailangan gawin. Na kung may responsibilities, paano mo mapupunuan, paano mo magagampanan ang mga responsibilidad na ito, at paano mo magagawa pa rin na magampanan ang mga responsibility na ito na iniisip mo ang hindi lang ang iyong sarili, maging ang iba. Okay? And for your share your thoughts and feelings. Suggested time allotment 10 minutes. Okay, so sa isang pirasong papel or bond paper, kailangan po natin sagutin ang tanong na ito. How did you experience about the COVID-19? How did your experience about the COVID-19 pandemic become beneficial to you? Paano ba nakatulong itong experience mo ngayong COVID-19? Okay, paano kaya sa tingin mo yung mga experiences mo ngayong COVID-19 naging beneficial or nakatulong sa iyo, or may maaring ilagay natin diyan yung mga naging benefits. Meron bang benefits itong or magandang nadulot itong pandemic na ito? Okay? Syempre meron, okay? So possible na mas malaki yung mga negative impact ng COVID-19 pandemic sa buhay natin, pero definitely we have to see the brighter side of it. Like ano ba yung mga experiences na sa tingin mo na related sa COVID-19 pandemic, na mga experiences na sa tingin mo ay naging beneficial sa iyo, at paano nakatulong itong mga experiences na to sa iyong sarili. Ayan, so i-apply natin paano nito na tulungan ka na mas maging responsible, na mas maging matatag sa pagharap sa hamon ng buhay. So I'm sure na marami tayong maisasagot dito. So just be who you are. Sabi ko nga, just be honest in answering the questions here, dahil talaga namang mga personal na mga experiences lang naman, mga personal opinions lang naman ang kailangan nating ilagay nang masagot natin ng maayos ang mga tanong dito sa ating mga homeroom guidance. Okay, so tapos na tayo. Napakaganda talaga ng naging discussion natin. Ang ganda ng module na ito. Isa ito sa mga paborito ko na atang module sa ating homeroom guidance, dahil talaga namang napaka-importante na matutunan natin ang pagiging responsableng mamamayan, pagiging responsableng anak, responsableng kapitbahay, kung ano ka man, 'di ba? So kailangan responsible tayo sa lahat ng mga roles na ginagampanan natin. At syempre, kailangan mo din maging responsable sa iyong sarili. So ayan, so I hope na may natutunan po tayo sa ating discussion ngayong hapon. So be responsible. Please finish answering your homeroom guidance modules. Wala dapat na i-skip tayo as much as possible. That is why open po ang ating comment box. If you have questions, if you have queries, mapapansin nyo naman na talagang nagre-reply ako sa lahat ng mga tanong na tinatanong niyo po dyan sa ating description box. And you may also chat me in our Facebook page, Your Guidance Counselor, para makapag-usap tayo privately. Okay, so muli, ito po si Ma'am Terebena. I hope you learned a lot from this discussion. So see you in Module 15. Have a good day, everyone.